How's it going? Today we are going to do a full delivery of a 2025 2.5 GV70, and this is the Sport Prestige model. This happens to be Alta White on the color, and then this one just happened to come with the crossbars. Not all of them are going to have that. It's just an accessory that they show up with sometimes, just to let you know. So we're going to go over most of the things on the car, not everything, but everything that you would need to get on the road and know pretty much how to work this car, and yeah, we'll go from there. So first thing we're going to do is start off with your key fob. So you've got lock, unlock. You can open your lift gate with that button. That's your panic button there. You can turn your lights on remotely with this one. And then this is your remote start button right here. So if you want to remote start the car from your key fob, you always press lock first and then hold this down. And that is how you start it from your key fob. That will run 10 minutes max. If you haven't gotten into the car by 10 minutes, it'll just shut off. So now you've got a remote smart parking assist option right here. You'll notice a forward button and a backward button. So if I want to make this car roll forward or backward, if you're in a tight parking spot or whatever, I'm just going to hold down one of these buttons. Let's do back for now. And there you go. I'll bring it up. There you go. All the sensors will be active, so if somebody or something gets in the way, the car will slam on the brakes for you on that. And then I'm just going to push that button again to turn the car off. There you go. So that's remote smart parking. Now walking up to the car, you don't even have to really touch your key fob. You just come up, put your hand inside the handle, and that will unlock it. And then once you get out, you're just going to push this little button on the handle there on the side, and that locks it. You'll see your mirrors fold in and out as you do that. Yeah, then you got your gas cap right here. You just push right here to open that up. They recommend premium fuel in these. And you've got your lift gate button right there. We're going to come over here. Okay, so we've got all of our window controls here. The child door locks and windows there, so if that light is on, that means everybody's locked in on the back seats, and they can't roll their windows down or open the doors. You can fold in your side mirrors with this button. These are your memory buttons right there, so once you get everything situated how you want it, then you just press set and 1 to be the first driver, set and 2 for the second. Everything that's connected to your memory setting is your seat, the steering wheel, your side mirrors, and then if you had a head-up display, that would also be connected to your memory as well. On the 2.5 GV70, it doesn't give you a head-up display option, but if you had a 3.5 Sport Prestige, then it would, so keep that in mind. Coming over here, some important ones. You've got, this is your idle stop and go feature right here. So right now the car is defaulted to set where it's set to default where the engine is going to shut off when you come to a stop, red lights or stop signs or whatever. It saves on gas. It's better on emissions, things like that. If you don't like that, if you don't want your engine to shut off, then you just push that button to override that. So as long as that light is on, that means the engine will always stay on. And you'll have to push that button every time you get in the car, just so you know. This is illumination brightness for your cluster in the screen. So if you want your cluster in the screen brighter, you got that. This is a downhill braking control button right here. So if you want to just creep down a hill really slowly, we're talking 10 miles an hour if it's an icy driveway or whatever, you push this button, and then the car basically will just keep you under control as it'll slowly roll you down a hill. That would turn off traction control right there. And then underneath here, you can open your lift gate with that button. And then this is your parking brake. So you would just pull it right here to turn it on, and then to release, foot on the brake, and then you push right there. But you should know that the car is smart enough where if you park on a steep enough slope, then the parking brake is going to come on automatically for you. And then the minute you put the car in gear, drive or reverse, then it will turn off for you as well. Seat controls. This little guy right here, if you want more leg support, you can just push that in. Less or more leg support there. Front and back, up and down with this one. This is your massage seat right there. So the first push will just turn the bottom on. The second push will turn the back on, the back of the seat. Third push will do the whole seat, and then the fourth push will turn it off completely. This one will tilt the back of the seat here. And then you've got a 4-way lumbar support, so you can dial in like where you want the support on your back. And then this little guy right here is for your bolsters. So these things right here, the side of the seat, are called bolsters. And if you want to hug, you pull this up like that, and then those will come in, they'll squeeze you on the side and give you a little hug. All right, we are gonna jump in. Just gonna start it. First thing we're going to do is set up your profile. So you'll see the screen right here. Go up to, it went away. So to get to that with our dial right here, I'm just going to twist one to the right. Brings us back to our home screen. I'm going to push that little icon there. So we don't want to be in guest. We're going to go change user. We want to be driver 1, hit confirm. Sorry for the glare, the sun is kind of peeping out from the clouds here, so. Okay. So this is where you're going to set up your profile. So you hit start, choose your language, hit next. This is where you go ahead and rename it if you want. Exit out right here and then just type in what you're looking for and then hit OK. Then you're going to hit next here. You're going to put in a 4-digit PIN. I'm not going to do that right now. Actually, maybe I will, because I want to show you the fingerprint thing. So you have to put in a PIN in order to set up your fingerprint reader. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have to do it twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to consent and set our fingerprint. So I'm going to hit that. Now I'm not going to do this right now, but an important thing to know is both of your keys need to be in the car to do that. So if you had both your keys in your car, what this will do is, if you look right here, that's your fingerprint reader right there. So you'll set up your fingerprint by just basically just holding it on for a second, take it off, and you're just going to work your way up to 100%. The screen will show you where you're at with that whole process. An important thing to know, this will save your life, everybody, is after you've done that, there's going to be a screen in the profile settings that's going to say profile lock. And let me show you where that would be. I'm going to go back into the profile setting here. It's right here, profile lock. So once you got your PIN and your fingerprint in there, always make sure on this profile lock you say do not use, because what that would do is it would require you to use your 4-digit PIN or your fingerprint to unlock the screen every single time you start the car, and nobody wants that. It's a huge pain, so just turn that off. All right, so once you get your profile all set up, then I always encourage customers to go ahead and adjust their seat and their wheel and the side mirrors to how they want it. And then once again, like I said, over here in your memory buttons, you just go set and then 1 for you, set and 2 for a second driver. Now when it comes to your profiles, you can do a second driver profile, but I always encourage people that it's best to just do 2 different memory, because each driver profile gets 2 different memory settings. So instead of going in to the settings, switching it over to the second driver profile, it's easiest just to go set 1 or set 2 for driver 1 or 2. The exception to that is if somebody, the second driver, really wants their own fingerprint in the car, or their radio stations are completely different, something like that. So, okay, moving on. If you want to connect your car to the Bluetooth, which you're going to want to do, in the settings on your phone, you'll go into the settings, and then you'll tap Bluetooth, and then in the car, you'll push Setup right here. You're going to scroll down to Device Connections, and then you'll just hit Add right here. Once you hit Add, you're going to hear a voice that says look for GV70 in your Bluetooth options. It's usually all the way down at the bottom on your phone screen, and then just tap GV70, and then you'll tap Pair, and then Allow, which means all your contacts will be uploaded into the car, and that should do it to get that all connected. Okay, perfect. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the left side of the wheel here. Once you get that all squared away, this is a volume up and down, so you can scroll that up and down for volume. You can also click it in for a mute, so if you just want to quickly mute your music, you can click that in. What this will do is, this toggle right here has 2 different functions. It will bump through your presets in radio mode. So if you've got presets saved, then that will bump through your radio presets. In fact, let me show you how to do that real quick. So I'm going to push radio right here, and we'll just get something going. So you can tune the radio station with this right wheel right here. So you can just kind of roll that, and once you find a station that you like, then you'll hit this star right here, and then that will save it as a preset. So all your presets will line up down the left side of the screen there. So again, coming back here, this will bump through your presets if you're in radio mode. Now, if you're listening to music from your phone, you've got Pandora or Spotify going or whatever, then you bump this down to go to the next song. So you just, a bump down to go to the next song. This is how you'll answer phone calls and hang up. So it's the same button for both functions, hanging up and answering the call. But to make a phone call, you're going to push this voice recognition button right here. So you would basically just do a quick push on it. The car will beep, and then you just say, call whoever, however they're listed in your phone. That is what you'll say. This mode button right here, this can be programmed to cycle through any audio source that you want. So if you're listening to, you want to basically just bump back and forth between the radio, like FM, satellite radio, or your phone's music, then what you can do, hold this down, and then this menu pops up right here, and you're basically just going to check anything that you want included in that rotation. So make sure you scroll all the way down to see everything. But you got satellite radio, AM, FM, USB video, USB music. You probably won't use those at all, but sounds of nature is kind of a cool little ambient noise thing that you might like. It's very soothing. And then Bluetooth audio there. So just check those, and then this mode button will just cycle through all those. The star right here is a customizable shortcut to one of these options. So you'd push it, and then once again, it's going to bring up a menu of things to choose from. So you can just pick one of these to make that star the shortcut for it. Coming over to the right side of the wheel here, this turns on cruise control, this top right one. Make sure you don't hold it down. Just do a quick push of the button. Once you get to the speed that you want, or whatever speed, then just push that button, and then you bump your speed up and down with this toggle right here. Not only does this bump up and down, but it also clicks in and out too. And that is a pause and resume of cruise control. So let's say you didn't want to cancel the speed that you've got programmed in, but you want to just kind of like temporarily pause cruise control, and you can just click that in. It's the exact same thing as if you hit your brake, then it would pause it, and then you can just click that in to resume the speed that you've got set. This is your adaptive cruise control right here, so it sets the distance between you and the car in front of you. So there's 4 preset distances. As you push that button, you'll get closer and closer to the car in front of you, and then it bumps back up to the max distance. So it's going to go, 4, 3, 2, 1, back up to 4. You'll know what distance you're at, because when you're in cruise control, up here at the top of the cluster, there's going to be a little picture of a car with blue dots coming out of the front of it, and 1 through 4 dots. So that's how you know what setting you're at. This button right here is lane follow assist and lane keep assist. So if I push it once, you'll see that steering wheel that pops up right here at the top. This is called lane follow assist, and it's the feature where the car will steer for you and it'll keep you centered in your lane. So that steering wheel will turn green when it's working, and yeah, it'll just steer for you and keep you centered. Your hand has to gently be on the wheel while it does its thing. And then another important thing that you should know is that comes on automatically if you go into cruise control on the freeway. It's part of the whole highway driving assist package. So look for that to come on with cruise control if you're on the freeway. But then again, you've got the freedom to just push this button and it'll go away. Now you'll notice that you've got another icon under the P up there. It's a car between 2 lines. This is lane keep assist, and this is more reactive instead of proactive. So this is the feature where if you're driving and you drift over one of your lines, it yanks you back into the middle of your lane. And this can be turned on and off with a long press of the button. So I'm just going to press and hold this, and you'll see that go away. There it goes. And that can be set to just be a warning as well in the settings. So you would just go into setup, vehicle, lane safety, and then just set it to warning if you don't want it fighting against you. Okay, now these two things right here work together. So you'll notice that it's kind of like a pages button. So this is kind of our main screen there. And if you push this twice, it brings up a menu here, and now you scroll with this wheel and you can go through things here. Some important ones would be tire pressure. You kind of have to be driving a little bit for it to give you an actual reading. Another important one would be accumulated info. So if you want to see what kind of gas mileage you're getting, you can go to accumulated info and then press and hold this in, and it'll just reset to zeros. And you can get an accurate reading of your gas mileage. Now, another important thing that we can do, like I mentioned earlier, that this car doesn't have a head-up display. So I always recommend doing a digital speedometer. So how you add that to your cluster is you come to this select contents, and then we're going to hold our button down. And now we are going to scroll until we find that digital speedometer there, and then click this in, and you'll notice that it checked it at the top. So now you can just push your pages button, scroll until you find it, and there it is. So you can just leave it there. You've got a digital speedometer. All right, we're going to move on here. Air conditioning is pretty easy. Just dial in your temperatures with these dials here. Right now it's set to auto mode, but if you want to go into a manual mode, you can push these fans right here. It's got a small fan and a big fan for fan speed. And that's your heated steering wheel right there. You got your heated seats up here, ventilated seats, the blue arrows there. There's your front defrost and rear defrost right there. If you do want to control things in the back, you just look for the word rear, and then you would push that, and then you can control the rear as well. Something quirky about this car is that even though there's 3 climate zones, there's only 1 fan speed for the whole car. So if somebody in the back turns up the fan, then it's going to blow more up here. But you can lock that out if you really want to in the settings, but it's just something funky you should know about. Down here, this is this lever right here is a drive mode selector. So this is how you can kind of dial in the performance of your car. You bump this up and down, and you'll notice up here in the cluster, it's going to move that around. Snow mode, that's going to transfer more power to the front wheels to help you do better in the snow. It's also going to minimize, your wheel spinning out. So it's going to manage that torque better in snow mode. You've got eco mode. That's basically going to cut down on engine performance, and it's going to soften everything up too. So you'll get better gas mileage in eco mode. Comfort's just your nice all-around balanced driving mode. And yeah, you'll feel more power and a little bit tighter steering and braking and everything. Then if you're feeling crazy, go into sport mode. The car will give you everything it's got. The car is going to rev higher. Suspension and steering, everything's going to tighten up. And the difference between Sport and Sport Plus is that Sport Plus will turn off traction control for you. So if you're going to be racing, that's the one that you want to be in. So I'm just going to go down to comfort. Just so you know, when it comes to the defaults on your drive modes, if you turn the car off in snow mode, it defaults to eco. If you turn it off in eco, it defaults to eco. If you turn it off in comfort, it defaults to comfort. And if you turn it off in sport mode, it defaults down to comfort. Hopefully you got all of that. But it basically just upgrades or downgrades one. If it's snow or sport. Okay, we are going to talk about the map and navigation now. So if I push the map button here, brings up our map. A couple things about this. This 3D map that they have doesn't do the best job at showing street names that we've learned. So what I always recommend is you can hit this compass up here on the top left. Look for that little compass. Hit it one more time, and then choose a heading up 2D option instead. And that does a lot better with showing street names. The other thing that I would do is over here, we've got this cool little split screen feature right here. You hit that arrow, and then just with your finger, just drag, and then just find your music. You can put that over on the right if you like that. If you don't like the split screen feature, just hit the arrow again to make that go away. Also, from the factory, the guidance voice is too quiet. So the easiest way to change that, if you want it a little bit louder, is just tap the screen. You'll see this little speaker that popped up on the left.
Guidance is at this volume.
So you can barely even hear it. So I would just bump that up if you...
Guidance will be at this volume.
There you go. And then you can just go away. So yeah, just little things that I've learned by doing these enough. Okay, yeah, we moving along here. Got your parking sensors right here, so you want that light on. That means the car is going to beep at you when you're getting close to hitting things. And then this is your parking view camera right here. So you can push that button. This is how you can see different angles of your car. This is what you'll see when you go into reverse, but it's really cool. You've got a 360 degree camera here. You can look around your car and see how close you are to curbs or whatever. Something interesting, I don't have to worry about it in this car because I'm sitting in a white car, but if you have, this is just a cool little customization thing that you can do. Let's say you've got a red car instead. What I would do is I would press setup right here, and then scroll down until you see screen theme / layout, and then go down to exterior color, and then you basically just find the color of your car. So let's say it was red. I would just select that. Now if I went into that exact same thing, if I push this parking camera button here, look, now we've got a red car. We can press that again, and there's our red car. Kind of cool. And then the other really cool thing too is, remember how we changed our cluster to the digital speedometer? If I push my pages button and go back to the main display, look at that. There is our red car now that reflects whatever we change. I'm going to move it back to white just because we've got a white car, but you have to have the higher trim levels to have, as long as you've got this 3D cluster, then you have this option. So that's important to know. So make sure you look out for that. So let me go ahead and fix this real quick. Go back to white. There we go. There's our white car right there. Perfect. Okay. Sorry. Let's go back to navigation real quick. I kind of skipped something. If you want to actually find something, then you're going to push your nav button right here, and then you just hit search, and then you'll just type in what you're looking for. It can be the address, or it can be the name of the company, or whatever, and then just hit OK at the bottom right. This is your space bar right there, bottom middle. And then the other thing that you can do is, you don't have to do it this way. Your voice recognition also works. So if you remember this button where I told you how to make a phone call, this can be used for navigational purposes too. So you could be driving and you could push it and say, find Costco, or if you've got an exact address, you would push it and say, find address, and then it'll ask you what's the address you're looking for, and then you tell it from there. Give it as much detail as you can. I've noticed that also helps. If you ever need to cancel a route, then there will be a button. There's two ways of doing it. If you've got a destination set and you want to cancel that, on the bottom left down here, you'll say cancel route. You can just push that button, or once again, just give the car the command, just push the button here and say cancel route. Okay, we are going to bump up here to the top. Turn that light on. That means all the interior lights will come on if a door opens. This light will turn on, or that button will turn on all your interior lights, but you've got lights right here and here. Sunglass holder right there. This is your sunroof right here. This button right here will call Genesis. Like if you just need roadside assistance or have a general question about your account, you can push that button. And then this is like full on emergencies. We'd call their dispatch line to get the police or any kind of emergency vehicle right there. Right here is your home link system under your rear view mirror. So you can program your garage door or gate to one of those buttons. For directions on how to do that, you can check out your quick reference guide in your glove box, or I've made another video on my channel that you can check out that shows you how to do that as well. Okay, we're just about done here. Auto hold. What this does is it allows you to be in drive, and when you come to a complete stop, you can actually take your foot off the brake and the car will just hold you in place. So it's kind of like a parking brake without being in park. So how it works is you push it, and then you'll notice down here on the bottom left it says auto hold in white. So if I was in drive right now and had my foot on the brake, then that would turn green, letting me know, hey, it's holding me in place. In fact, I could even show you real quick. I'll just throw the car in gear. So I just put the car in drive, and then that turns green, and then I just took my foot off the brake, and it's just kind of holding me in place. So kind of cool. I use it when I go through the drive-through. Any kind of situation where you're going to be doing a lot of stop and go things. So I can turn that off. you've got back here, set your lights to auto. That means those will come on automatically for you. And then, you know, brights, just pull it towards you. Your wipers are this one right here. So I would just bump it up one setting. Whoop, sorry. Bump that to down one setting to auto. And they're range sensing, they'll kick on automatically for you. So that's the best way to do it. And then these are your rear wipers right here. So you would just twist this away from you to turn on your rear wiper as well. Bump that back up to off. A fun thing that you can do is, like, if you want to customize your ambient lighting, that's done over here. Press setup, and then you select vehicle, go down to lights, and then ambient lighting, and color, and then you just scroll through, find what you're looking for, and then once you select it, it will change. If you want it to pop as much as possible, I would just uncheck that box. That means at night it's not going to dim at all. It's going to stay super bright for you. So that's how you can do your ambient lighting. Another thing that you can do to customize your car is if you want the liftgate to open automatically by walking up to the back of the car, we can turn that on as well. I can show you how to do that. So that would be in the situation where, you know, you're going shopping, your hands are full, and you just want to walk to the back of the key. Obviously, the key has to be on you. It needs to sense the key, and then it'll open automatically. That is done by pressing setup, and then you go vehicle again. You go down to door/liftgate right there, and then check the smart liftgate at the bottom there. Now the key to that to the whole smart liftgate thing is the car needs to be turned off and locked for at least 15 to 20 seconds for it to work. So if you're trying to show it off to your friends or whatever and saying, hey, watch how cool this is, and then you just walk to the back of the car, it's not going to work. It needs to be turned off and locked. Give it, yeah, like I said, 15, 20 seconds, and then walk to the back of the car, and that should work for you. Also, in the occasion that for some reason your door is only unlocking the driver door when you grab the handle or you press unlock on the key fob, most likely what's going on is you've got this box checked right here, the 2-press unlock. So make sure that is unchecked. That means all the doors will unlock or lock with just one press of things. Unless you're like that, you know, there's some people that just really, for a safety thing, they just want their door to unlock so somebody can't just hop in the car. So keep that in mind as well. Well, I think that is it from what I can think of. If you have any questions about this, you know, feel free to reach out. Again, this is the brand new 2025 2.5 Sport Prestige GV70. Yeah, I think that's all I can think of. So anyway, have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.